And
Okay. Go. We are live. Happy first of the month.
It's so funny when we say go, it's because like literally on our screen, Matt says, okay, we're gonna go live and hits the button. And then on our screens, it goes 3, 2, 1, go. And then I'm like, go for liftoff.
Initiate liftoff.
Exactly. Go for launch. The year 30,000 billion with Commander Hoek and Cadet Stimpy. I love that. I love that every time. It's still a fond memory from the 90s for me, those Crick Falusi films. Cartoons.
Yeah.
So, welcome everybody.
We did have
Happy November, Matt.
we did have a spooky yesterday.
We did a
Spooky
spooky
club.
yesterday. I have a proposition for you, my friend.
Yeah, what's that?
As it is the end of the month, and it's happening like it happened yesterday, and today's the end of the week. We had an end of the month before the end of the week.
Yeah.
Why don't we do a show where we just mostly look at monthly candles and try to get a sense of the last 2 months of 2024 and what 2025 might look like? Do you think that would work?
That could work, yeah.
So before we take a whole bunch of requests, because we spent all week going over some of the same charts, keep hitting over and over again. Yes, yesterday was very scary. Yes, it's been a very scary week. Things looked really great last week, and then what do they do with the last day in October? They tank the market. Really, they tanked it like 2 days in a row, basically. So everything like just hit the bottom, knocked out supports, knocked out some new supports or old supports. Everything looked really dire. But the monthly candle tells the story, doesn't it, Matt?
Yeah, it kind of does. Like, I mean, it was really only down less than 1% for both the SPY and the QQQ, though. So, in the grand scheme of things, it was just a nothing kind of a month. So, basically, that's not anything to fear. But if you did see all this, like in the past, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like in the past year, there's only been basically 2 red months for the SPY. So it is normal, right? You can't go have green candles forever. So possibly this next month could be just still stuck in a range, right? Maybe it'll be the launch pad to go higher, or maybe it will go back to test some lower support levels. So I think anything is possible, but one thing is clear to me is for the past 4 months, it's been in this range between 548 and 585, and I can see it just staying in that range, if nothing else. If nothing exciting happens like we expect, after the election, it'll just skyrocket. Well, then it'll probably just stay in a range until it's really ready to skyrocket. So that's
Wait, and stay on the screen. Matt was just asking me before the show started, hey, Tracker, have you ever used these Fibonacci channels? I'm like, no, I never really looked at them. He showed me something amazing. Matt, I want you to try dropping a Fibonacci channel on the S&P 500 right here.
Well, I'll just do it on this recent trend, and I'll just go back in time.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
We have no idea what we're going to see because he's just playing around with us, and he showed me something like that's exactly why. I'd looked at this tool before, but didn't really know what it was for, like a long time ago. And then, but of course, that was before I met Matt and his Gann charts. And Matt, with all of his Gann experience, he knows exactly what it's for.
Well, yeah. So I just drew a quick little trend line there, so we can go back in time just to see what it looks like. And yeah, no, see, it hit that perfectly. It went up there perfectly there. Oh, even that one went perfectly.
It looks so beautiful. It's simply like, show them the tool one more time. You can find it in the Fibonacci.
It's like a guitar almost. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, it's also stuck in this fib channel too, from this one right here to this one up top. So essentially, it's just stuck in a range no matter which way you look at it. But yeah, it's basically in the Fibonacci tool, the fib channels right there. So
now do me a favor and drop a vertical line on the end of 2024 and the end of 2025. And maybe we'll get some sort of idea of what the coming year could look like.
Yeah, I mean,
we're kind of boxing in this these fib channels.
Yeah, that is definitely a possibility, and maybe by then it might want to break out of this 1.618. So who knows? But yeah, essentially things are just stuck in a range regardless. So we either get a massive explosion or we're going to be continued stuck in a range. So either those.
Now, like expand the last 3 months so that everyone can see them really easily. Just like make everything taller and yeah, there you go, and make it taller. So let's see the last 3 months. So we had we had like a really great July, and then August was terrifying. August 5th is that one day we basically, and like maybe a couple days after that recovered, was that entire wick that went down and almost tested back to that like 2 channels prior, 2 channels lower, and then um August, I mean then no, August was terrifying. September was green again. September ended like really big in the green, like the candle, the meat of it is near the top, like it wanted to push higher, and then we did push higher, but then at the end of the month of October, they tanked it again,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's, to me it looks like it's fighting its way out of this paper bag between the the trend channel below and the I'm sorry, the channel trend line below and the channel trend line above. It's like just perfectly, like it's trying to fight the system. It's trying to break out. I would love to see it turn that upper channel from resistance to support. That'd be
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Yeah, it'd be really nice to see it go up to the next extension up here to the 640s and beyond, but that might take some time. So I know a lot of people are expecting maybe the beginning of alt season, beginning of explosions, rockets, whatever, but maybe not. Maybe it'll just be still stuck in this range, So who knows? It did go up quite a bit, so a consolidation back to the 540s kind of would make sense too before it wants to continue higher. So either way, it's not bearish, but it would probably make people think it's all over if they did put it back down here.
Well, let's do this. Just look back and past, and just using the same channels. And when was the last time it tried to break out, and then it did go back into
What?
it?
It's
Right
this
there.
one. But
Yeah, like,
before that, it did break out, but then it was kind of like a false breakout all the way back down. But yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
So I'm just
it just
wondering if
it's
it'll
just
repeat any of that.
but it basically did a full retrace from up all the way up here, all the way down here from that channel. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really need to go back down there anymore. So I think it can just keep trending higher. So we'll see.
All right.
But,
We're
but
generally, if you had Pat in here, he would just tell us, this doesn't look bullish. I mean, this doesn't look bearish at all. This doesn't look
no,
bearish. We're
it's
still
not
looking
very.
for. I'm looking for. You guys have had me looking forward to a banner 2025.
Yeah, I think it could be, but it might be delayed a little bit for the rest of this year, right? Who knows?
Okay.
But we could get a Santa rally, or we could just get nothing until next year. Who knows? So
Man, I still want to see Tesla hit 330 before the end of the year.
yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
So
All right. So,
QQQ,
yep.
yeah, QQQ is still in the same spot, same exact situation. Really, it's just in between that and that, right? So basically, 497, 465 is the monthly range. Could do anything within that month, this new month, and the next months to come. And
All right. Now, I demand another Fibonacci channel. I won't dwell on it like I did in the last one, but I just really want to see.
So go back in time here. Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah. It even went up to this extension here. Yeah.
Looks like we just need to add another fib somewhere below to kind of account
for
the
probably like
2000. Yep.
Probably like a halfway fib or something in there. Yeah. These are extensions, fib extensions. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, this is like the 1.618 or something. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I mean, they could just be stuck in ranges, guys, for some time before things are really ready to break out. So don't get your hopes up, but also don't be in despair either, because things are still looking really good. And
don't be in despair when the market like pushes down so deep, like it just did the end of October. I look at it as they're just trying to shake the tree. They're trying to shake you out of their positions, get your shares cheap, and then the very first thing they might do today is run everything up again, and then just leave everyone behind that sold yesterday and get them to like FOMO back in again.
Yeah, that is a possibility. And IWM here, actually on log scale, I do like this chart a lot for the Fibonacci 702. I like how it's holding month over month over month above it, But on the linear scale is really what I'm focused on, is getting above this 786, which it can't really get above ever. So that's really going to be the focus for this month, seeing if it can get up there. And it is up a little bit pre-market, but still that 219.79 might be some resistance as it closed the month yesterday back below. So just really stuck in a range still for the IWM, and it could even go back down to 212 to this 618 as well to test that support. So let's go into the request already. I think we
Actually, just before we do the request, I just want to do one more thing on sort of macro level. If you throw my screen up here, this is the volatility index, the VIX, and I've been tracking this for a while, and I've got a bit of a wave start and a 1-2 situation, and look, it looks like it peaked out here at the 238.2% fib extension. That's like my favorite fib extension for a pattern to end at, meaning this might be the highest that the VIX goes, and now it's ready to do an ABC retrace all the way back down again. So let's see how good. Remember, the VIX it's scary when it goes up, and the markets are calmer as it goes down, and there's like more selling as it goes up and more buying as it goes down by retail specifically. So if we get an ABC down from here, it looks like 382, 236, 618, maybe 764 though because of that. Let's just this would be the standard retrace. So that was pretty extreme. I think things could start to calm down. I'm not anticipating them going skyrocketing here. And when look, we had a break here. When it breaks like that between market sessions, it's just in a hurry to get somewhere. And as soon as it gets there, it's done. It got right up to the 2382, and then now it starts running back down again. So I wonder if it'll even break down to match this break up. Anyway, that's all I want to say. I think VIX is gonna calm its tits soon here.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I think so too. It looks like it's just got a little bit extended, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. And yeah, let's just go into Tesla, Tesla. So I do have all the indicators here pulled up for Tesla. Does it really want to go down here? Does it really want to? I have an arrow. I don't know. Does it? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't really see. I mean, that would look too easy just to go down there to let everybody back in and be like all happy again. But maybe it will, maybe it won't. But no matter what, I like this trend. I like how it is even on the log scale here. It's holding above this 242 that I used to talk about before it broke down here during last month. And basically that 242 is something that I'm interested in holding. So I think even if it did go back down to the 240s, 230s, which I don't know if it will, but if it did, it's still a very bullish chart, right? I can't deny this monthly or this weekly chart. And even the monthly chart is even better with that wick last month, how it just wicked through everything and closed above, right? So during this month, back testing those levels again could be possible, but if it just turns into another wick, then that's still a super bullish chart. So any kind of fear out there on a day-to-day, just like people watching it day-to-day, I think it might make their head spin, right? But if you just zoom out and you can just relax, like this is something that's getting better and better month over month, and the trend is your friend.
Woohoo! Trend is your friend. All right, if you throw up my screen here for a second, I just want to show you. This is Matt's logarithmic Tesla chart. I don't know if it's the same one you use now, or it's probably the same one he uses now.
Yeah, it's
next line goes up to like almost 5,000.
Yeah, it's one of them. Yeah.
So, but I just want to show you. Just look at my triangles. In fact, let's get rid of this one. We don't even need that one. Look at these two triangles and how the last one had two touches in the bottom and it was done and it ran way up. And this one's got two touches in the bottom. It kind of tested back to this this arc line and has been shooting up again. I think.
And it's above the triangle.
Yeah, and it's above the triangle. We are above this triangle trend. And
it back.
So this is a breakout. a scary looking back test, but the candle body for November closed above the triangle. And I'm expecting to see this again. I mean, literally that. I'm expecting literally to see that. I did this once before. Let me just do this real quick. You know, I show something else, and I'll come back and show you guys. Well, I'll build this for a second while Matt shows you another.
Yeah, I'll just do coin real quick because that's on everybody's radar right now, especially mine too. So what I'm seeing here for coin is just a serious, I'll just take out the fibs real quick, just a big rejection off of that arc. So I was looking during the week like, yeah, that has a great possibility of going above it this week after earnings. And it just decided not to. So does it really want to come back down and test this 45-degree angle one more time at like 169? I mean, if Bitcoin doesn't perform well, that is a possibility. If it goes back below 69,000, that becomes a possibility. So, but the trend is your friend, right? It's just from here back in June of 2023, it's just back testing this angle over and over again. So if you're looking at price to just skyrocket right now, it's proof that it's just not ready yet because it got rejected by that arc, which it has never closed a monthly candle or a weekly candle or a monthly candle above that level. So I'm just really watching this. And also going back to that fib, I'm going to go on the linear scale fib, and I'm watching this 382, the 183.58. Let's see if it can close the week back above it. Just to see if the possibility to build a base on top of this 183, and then it won't really have to go back down to the low 170s or the high 160s. So let's see the weekly close today. 183.58 is my target, just to remain more and more bullish. But if you look in the past, it was a resistance breaking out, and it is trying to build it as a support now. So a previous resistance flipping to a support is not a bearish situation for the long run, but you might just need some patience for coin to build its support at these levels, since yesterday was a bad day. So just give it some time. So 183.58 is the target for today.
All right, and if you throw back to me, Matt, I've got this thing ready to show everybody. I just took this bars pattern tool. Like I just went from the top of, let's see, this. I took the tool from the top of this triangle to the top of where it landed at this triangle. And then I took a copy of this and I pulled this over here. I just put this at the top of the triangle. And then I moved this such that the bottom lines match up with the bottom lines of the current triangle that we're in. And this is pretty much what we get right here. Meaning if we had this exact fractal pattern, then this ends up here like near 1,000 again, 987.23. That is what I'm looking for.
By next year?
Yeah, inside of next year.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, if it does the exact fractal, then yeah, that's what it would do. Let's see if I wanted to make this any less bullish, but still fit. It doesn't know. That just makes it look better. If I go this way, it still goes to 1,000. No matter what I do, having these lines fit inside this trend down here takes the top of this to 1,000. And it's just a matter of like the timing. Should I do? See, I really want to do this. The triangles look a little bit different. I don't want to do that, but maybe I should just give it some more time and do. No, I got to do. It's got to look like this, or that's about as far as I can stretch it out. So then that's 2027 to get to 874, and that means 2025 goes back into this triangle. I don't believe that though. See, that's why I think it fits better. Like something like this. I guess it's the 900 in 2026, and maybe we go sideways into April, but at least by the end of the year. No, see, that's too slow. No, I like the way I had it. Let me just put it right back where I had it. I think we'll see like the 700s in 2025, 600, 700. I think it's just going to ballistic. We'll have some just amazing move for Tesla that's going to mirror what we had here. It'll just take a little longer, but relatively fast. Anyway, this is what I see when I look at these patterns. This every time it does a consolidation, it has a huge breakout, consolidation, relatively huge breakout, and this is like the longest consolidation we've had since 2016 to 2020, and so it's gonna be a huge like this whole thing. If I like mirrored this and took this, that takes us to like 5,000 right there, probably on this chart. Anyway, I won't waste a lot of time with that, but this is why I'm so bullish on Tesla. It's been consolidating for 3 years, and it's finally breaking out. It's gonna go. It's got a lot of power
Yeah,
to just
yeah.
skyrocket.
I don't think it's a wise decision to worry about Tesla in the short term because
Yeah.
that's just going to be missing out on the future gains, which can be very massive. So, has
Even if it goes back to the touch of the bottom of this triangle, which it never did back here,
yeah.
there's still way more upside than downside.
Yeah, the risk reward is just in everybody's favor to not worry about the day to day, but it's really hard to ignore that when you're looking at your ticker symbols every single hour, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like no, yes, no, yeah, yeah.
All right,
Roblox.
getting my next request ready here.
Oh, look at that! Look at that order block. Nice.
Roblox looks really good for these are order blocks, these are buy blocks. Everyone wants to buy down here, but no one's going to get it. Price is already way up here. And then the big sell blocks are way at the top. They're just like waiting for the big wick to happen.
Yeah, I was waiting for 39 again, and it just never happened. So it was on my watch list. It just took off without me.
Yep, and it gets us all the time. It happens very. Oh, this is just too close.
Yeah.
I'm just going to drop a quick retrace on here from the all-time low back to the all-time high, and we're just flirting with the 23.6% fib extension going back. Wait. Oh, this is log scale. I'm sorry. Let me put this back to linear.
No, that's a linear scale fib though.
Yeah. This is linear scale fib. So now we're back to a linear scale chart.
Yeah.
This was your log scale chart a second ago. So yeah, but we are still flirting with the 23.6.
But it's the weekly close today, so that could be the first time in a long time. So
that's true. It really should go.
Oh, and that was a monthly candle close above it too yesterday. So
these are monthly candles.
That's fabulous.
It should do like a 382-23618. Yeah, that looks pretty reasonable. The 236 looks so. Yeah, no, that looks reasonable. It could definitely do this. 67 back to 50, and then up to 95.78. So Roblox, I'm very bullish on it. And you can see, look at all the order, all the bankers in Wales for the last 5 months. It's been buying. So Roblox looks really good. What's next?
I'm gonna do real quick the CLSK. So everybody's worried about CLSK, but I actually had an order yesterday at 1060, and it hit 1060, but my order did not get filled. So
you see, you always have to add like the extra 3 cents. if your target's exactly 1060, like a very very small number of people will actually get that 1060.
Yeah. Unless it goes through it. Unless it goes to 10.
Well, yeah, unless it looks through it. But like if you think it's going to go 1060, then bid like 1063 or 1065 or something like that.
But that happened exactly on Riot too. At 9:15, it didn't go through. Right. But it's all good. Yeah, I got others. I got Mara basically at support too, so it's fine.
Yeah,
like
man.
I've been buying all these things recently because they look really good, and yeah, the 200 week moving average is the goal to close above today, and that's 1064. Price is 1080 pre-market, so it can do anything, but that's the goal, to continue to close above to remain more and more bullish for CLSK. So far all it is a breakout back test for CLSK, looking to go back towards the 1207. So I'm not really worried about that, but if it did break that this week, the possibility to come back to this zone does exist. But I guess that kind of depends on Bitcoin too. So if Bitcoin stays relatively strong above 70,000 today, then I think basically this has the potential to close above support and then possibly continue higher in the weeks to come, which is also maybe a good sign for Bitcoin in the future too.
Yeah, and as Danny Chang likes to say, the market always gives us opportunities to buy. And
yes,
yesterday, this whole week has been a big opportunity to buy.
Yep. And there's a lunar one if you're all about that LUNR.
Oh yeah.
Do you have that chart?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's see. Let me use my lunar chart.
Yeah.
LUNR. All right. This is someone. Let's do them. Let's look. Just check out the monthly candles. Monthly. These are monthly lunar candles. Lunar just like absolutely went to the moon and then back. 136 was the all-time high for it. I can't even fit it on this chart. You just have to take my word for it that the 100% goes up all the way to the all-time high there. You know what? Yeah, and then so it really should do. It should be attempting a 618 recovery if it is going to be bullish. Remember, we're working in probabilities here. I'm not saying Lunar will exactly do this, but in the world, in the dimension, the universe where Lunar is bullish, this is what the bullish recovery looks like. It goes to 382, 236, 618. So you want to see it start to make its way up to $53. I've got a wave one, wave two that this will top out around $32. So it'll probably have to take another cycle where it retraces back down and then does another 5 waves up to get to $53. So just cutting to the chase, my lunar would pretty much, well, I could just draw real quick. From the wave 3 bottom, it would probably go 764, 382, 1382, 100, 2382, which is almost to the bottom of this B wave. So yeah, my next target for Lunar is $12.43, and with a test back to 776. Maybe this is the Santa rally. Maybe this is like February, March, and then the rest of 2025 takes it up higher and higher.
Yeah, very good. All right, I got Elf on the Elf on the shelf. Yeah.
Elf. Oh, I like Elf. I bought a bunch of Elf. So one of my followers brought it to me. I said, "What? Are you kidding me? This chart looks fantastic." And look, it's doing the triangle thing.
Now it's looking to try to find a base, and the base that I'm really focused on really is this fib right here. This is on log scale. So basically this 105.38, I'm looking at that to just continue to hold because it is in that range. And if it doesn't hold, then maybe it'll go back to this 98.57 or so. But it's looking like in the vicinity of that it wants to be support, basically from current price down to 98. And when I take this off, you got a massive rejection off of like the arc, the angle, even the 50 and the 100. So that's why you see things kind of like just struggling now. So if it does build a base,
it rejected that psychological $100 level, literally. It rejected 100. And guess where it closed the monthly candle in November? I mean, for October. 105 and 25 cents.
Yeah, 105.25.
It's sitting right there on top of your line. Or right there, just at the line, I guess you'd say.
So it really has the potential of this being the higher low from here. So that has the potential of maybe trying to build a base to go back up to this 100-week moving average around 126. So it doesn't look terrible, but I don't expect it to just explode anytime soon because it lost a lot of support. Even when you look at the cloud, it lost a lot of Ishimoku support too with the cloud. So and especially this is crossing below the 100. So there is going to be resistance on the way up, but this has the potential of being a higher low.
At 4 a.m., it shot to a high of $106.25 and is now sitting at 106 exactly.
Yep. All right.
And then I do have an elf chart. Basically, here's my. I need to adjust it now actually, because it did make a new lower low here. That's right, and that's right. So basically, I was trying to be generous and give it the 1618. So this one goes to 147.29 now. Well, even though it made a lower low. A higher low that was lower than I had before. It only moved the price by $1. So 147.29 is my wave 5 top for the smaller degree move, and then the larger degree move goes up to 315. I mean, it just gets really. This is a really good, gorgeous chart. This is a very, very profitable looking chart to me. So, yeah, look for it to want to test. Let's see. Oh, I have to move the. Sorry. Just put you right there. 764-382-132. So yeah, it's got to get over 116. Maybe it tests back to 110, or maybe it's done with this range and it just tests back to the 50%. And then so I'm looking for 126 to 128 next for the wave 3 top. Once it touches 116 and tests back a little bit. So yeah, I like Elf a lot. I bought a bunch of it. All right, what's next?
DKNG.
DraftKings.
Yeah.
I like DraftKings. It's oscillating. It looked ugly like this last since July, right? Everything went up that was September. It went up big in September, and then down in October, like everything else did. I just see it as like an A, B, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like it's just on its way up, but now with this, I'll probably just have to move this out a little bit in time, but it's still very much on this path. It's just bisecting. Actually, let's move this out a little bit more. I think I see like right. May kind of test back to this. Sometimes my trend lines, what I try to do is I try to draw them the same way Matt looks for his 45-degree angle. I look for something that sort of matches the trend here to give me sort of a sense of timing, though my charts don't really predict timing because sometimes price can like stall out in a big triangle or can just suddenly like, go jump up really fast and break all around and stuff. Anyway, yeah, I'm bullish on DraftKings. Look for it to make a new higher high than 42 and eventually just keep on going to 59. Like I don't have this should probably be the one too. Like
I can see it maybe going back down to like $34 first before it goes higher, possibly.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
if it
yeah,
did,
that 34.87 that's on your screen there.
Yep, 34.87 right there for the 1618.
I could see that as a possibility.
Yeah. So if it did go back to there, then this cycle would take it to like $67 to $70. All right, what's next?
What is next? It is looking like Nvidia.
Right.
Nvidia.
Let's look at yours first because mine. I don't know if mine's gonna be as helpful. I still have this chart. I love this chart where I just like drew like a parabolic curve that goes up. It reaches like 400 by February. Oh, that's 2026, February 2026. It's like I moved my parabola a little bit. It used to go a lot higher, faster. But my next target is 182 still.
Yeah, I'll put on mine real quick for Nvidia. Basically, nothing's changed for Nvidia. We'll just go to the daily chart just to show you what I see. So it showed weakness a couple of days ago where it was basically getting below the conversion line. And then sure enough, it just went back down through the 886 that I was talking about on log scale. So perhaps a daily retest of the baseline could be necessary in the future. Currently, it's at 129. But anything above this 786 from this previous all-time high down to that low is super bullish for this. So I think what is really happening is just it couldn't break through this previous all-time high that much, so it just went back down to retest a support before going higher. So chart is still really bullish, but probably just need to give it some time, just like everything else, before it's ready to go higher.
All right, I want you to keep that same narrative in mind, and we're going to look at Palantir in a second. Throw me my chart again real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So here's Nvidia. We're looking at on monthly candles. This is funny because usually I give the short-term targets and Matt gives the longer-term targets, and today we're kind of reversing roles just a tiny bit. But look, the candle body here is it closed higher than all the previous candle bodies. So this looks really bullish.
For the first time ever, yeah. Highest monthly candle close ever in history.
Yeah, exactly. This is nothing. There's nothing bearish about this chart. All right, and then I just wanted you to think about Palantir because I keep worrying. Like Palantir, oh my God, that's a monster. Look at that thing. Never mind. I was so hung up. I thought this 382 was gonna send it back to like 20 something. Yeah, it never did. It stuck. Once it got over 30, it stayed above 30 and then just kept going. I really thought we'd see like 28 to 25 or 26 again. and I got left. That was my fault. That was my problem. I got
Yeah.
left behind looking for lower that time, and it just
Yeah.
kept on going higher and higher. And we it did a complete retest of the all time high, $45, and this time it hit $45.14. So this is the pattern that happens a lot. Once you test a previous high, even in the case of an all time high, the first time it gets a toe over, it immediately has to go back and test a support again before it'll let it really break out. It's basically just like when you're watching this, if you imagine these are like 1 minute candles, it's just forming a flag. It's just making a bull flag. That's all it's doing. And then soon enough, it'll be breaking out. And so my next target for Palantir based on Elliott wave theory is $54.27. And then after that, it should test back to this 100% level 45. And you can see that's exactly where, because it's once it breaks out above the all-time high, it gets over it, it tests back to see if that still is support. Once it finds that it is, it just keeps on going. And the 2382 is 78.18. Back to the, I've got a really bullish projection for this. I'm
Yeah.
like taking this up to, I think I must match your chart with this projection.
Yeah.
So this is the one that our friend Garcia really is excited about. It's Palantir is going to 100 in a pretty rapid fashion.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I'll just throw mine real quick. I've been saying this over and over again on my weekly updates. Like, as long as it maintains this angle right here and above the arc, it would be a simple breakout back test. And if it maintains that angle, it's going to be $100 by September of 2025. So maybe sooner. So this is something that is not bearish at all yet. I mean, this is basically still maintaining all the support that I have here on my GAN. So basically, I cannot be bearish at it until something breaks, right? Until something breaks, then maybe I'll switch my tune. But if it keeps riding this, then it's going to be good times for Palantir.
What's the price level for that Nook that it's probably not going to hit?
Up here?
No, the one the red candle's hovering over.
It's 39.90, 40 bucks. Yeah.
And it'll probably never go there because look, 2 candles before that has a wick that already tests that level. Why would it go back?
Yeah, I mean, it could, but that still would be really bullish. Yeah.
I would definitely buy more there, or I'd buy some. I haven't bought any or Palantir. Just like, I've been so occupied with everything else, Tesla and the miners mostly.
Yeah. All right, and AMD, I see this. We'll do a couple more before we have to go. And basically, 145 is my target to close the week above for this breaking out in a backtest zone. And it is basically still below the arc and that level right there. But this is just a zone. It's dropped below it before. And as long as it stays around this area, I think it's fine. And I'm going to see how price reacts today. I actually did buy some at 149. I'll probably buy more down here if it does wick a little bit further down. So I do like this zone. And last time it did wick through that 886, it got all the way down to 141. So that is a possibility as well. So this is looking like a good zone for me for a possibility to try to find its base, a new higher low, and go higher.
All right, if you're throwing me off through, I'll show everyone my AMD chart. First off, if you've never, if Elliott wave theory is new to you, it basically says that everything in the universe grows in 5 waves up and 3 waves back. Basically, the universe takes 3 steps forward, 1, 3, and 5, and 2 steps back, A and C. And it can't just go in one direction, so it kind of retraces. So it goes 1 up, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, 5 up, then A down, B up, C down. And then each one of these impulsive waves can then be subdivided into 5 impulsive waves up, and then the retracing waves comes down in 3 waves typically, though the whole thing can be reversed and be symmetrical. But basically, I just wanted to show you that preamble before I showed you my AMD chart. That basically, I just go back to the beginning of all time for AMD, and this is the wave start. Wave 1 is up here when it hit about 164. Then the wave 2 down is $54.57. And now it's in wave 3. And then this wave 3, sorry, this is kind of small. Oops. Basically, usually the wave 3 is the longest and strongest wave. And this is the one where you can most reliably make your profits in, because the wave 1 is hard to predict, and the wave 5 can be an ending diagonal and be really just throw everyone off. Anyway, between the wave 2 to the wave 3 is where we're at now. This is the beginning of wave 3. This is wave 3 sub 1, wave 3 sub 2. And I'm looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish out all of wave 3 here. So it would make sense to me, see right here, for the smaller degree wave 1, we should get a retest of this high right here. This wick was 187.28. So look for it to put a toe over 187.28, pull back to probably about the top of these body candle closes near 164, then extends up to this level here, 255.85 for the 123.6% extension, and then retraces back to the 100% extension. We'll kind of give it, no, that's fine. It can totally do that. Back to 217-ish. I might be wrong. It could be a little higher here and a little higher here. But this whole, the wave 3 here tops out at 318, pulls back to about 1 fibs distance between the wave 1 top here for wave 3 sub 1 and the wave 4 bottom at 255.85, and then finishes out. For the 2618 would be the best optimal case, 481 basically, $480.91. So you go, take your screenshot. Very bullish on AMD and all kinds of anything supporting AI processing here going forward in the future, because AI is going to be that's our future for humanity.
Oh yeah, I agree. Well, I think that's all the time I got for today. I wish we could get through all of them, but I cannot. Got to do my private live stream, and Tesla Tracker has all his charts on his subscription on X as well.
I do. I have many to go through. I've got many to update. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this morning and letting me do something just a little different, as it is the beginning of a new month. And it really is much better to take Matt's point of view on the markets, I think, where you just look at the long-term trends and you take my targets to kind of try to maximize your profit on the way up maybe, but always keep the long-term trend in mind, because Matt, trend
the
is
trend, your friend.
That's right.
All right, guys. Until Monday. See you guys next week.